All right, that worked awesome. How are you? My name's Lewis, also known as MrCameraJunkie, where I remind you to upgrade your skills and not your gear. Welcome to the live stream. Today is, I don't even know what day it is, to tell you the truth. It's been a while, I haven't even been mentioning dates, but today is April 4th. We fall into the Sunday day past midnight. It is Easter, so happy holiday, happy Easter to everyone. As always, I try to start with a tip of the day, and today's tip of the day is buy an 85mm lens if you don't have one. Oh man. Today's premise is that we're going to be talking about the 85mm, the f1.8 from Sony. I bring this up because I've been meaning to make a video about it, and I actually used it for a photo shoot today, and man, it always impresses me and leaves me super happy with the results. Here, let's take a look at this. And this is my 85mm f1.8. Such a great lens. Now, the reason why I love this lens as well is because another favored focal length for portrait photography is getting past the 100mm. It's 135mm. So 135mm, because of the compression, usually tends to be another portrait like standout lens. The 85mm is great because when I use it on my full frame lens, I get the 85mm focal length. When I put it on the APS-C A6100, I get a 128mm equivalent. So just shy of that 135, but I get a lot of the characteristics of that type of focal length with the 85 on the full frame lens. Now, today I used it on my Sony A7R II because it was a paid photo shoot. Very happy. Most important is that the client, the customer, actually was happy with the entire experience. Yeah, the photos are going to be the final results, kind of like the cherry on top, but I always try to provide a good environment, a happy experience with my photo shoots, so that on top of them being happy with the results, they're happy with the entire experience that that they're able to get with MrCameraJunkie and my photo shoots. So the 85mm from the Sony is a very impressive lens. What really impressed with me was the aperture at 1.8. Today we were really running out of light, and I was just like, we were literally walking out of the park, and I was like, you know what, stop here, let's take a couple of extra shots, so on and so forth. And I just opened it wide up to just try to capture as much light, and it was seeing better than what I can see with my eye. So with that being said, obviously just super impressed that those images even came out as sharp, and how the camera with the lens was still able to lock onto the eye without a problem. So highly impressed with the results that I get from this. It's not a G master lens or even a G lens, but I can tell you this is a portrait master just because of the aperture, even like the focal length and the aperture. Even if it were to be a f2.0 or 2.5 even, because you're so past into the telephoto range, you're gonna get such nice compression that you'll still be able to blur out the backgrounds and get that bokeh effect that you want, even if it weren't to be such a fast lens. But luckily for us, the Sony is a 1.8, which is plenty fast for low light photography. And yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions as far as this lens and its performance, because I stay amazed. It's super fast, and I'm gonna bring something up to show you. This is my Sigma 16mm f1.4 for the APS-C line, and this is the 85 next to it. Yeah, it's bigger from the front in the barrel, but even shorter. So not that big of a lens, or better said, that the Sigma APS-C is the full frame size lens equivalent or bigger. But with that being said, if you're doing portraits, I think this is a must-have in the camera bag. Once I started using the 85mm for my personal portraits, that's when also people, it's just like the compression, they like the look, and I do too. So I had a successful photo shoot earlier today, and with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and check the chat, see if there's any questions about this lens or anything about what of today's events. So let's see who's here. Okay. Okay, so we have Burns, Junk Closet saying hi, how are you? Scott Rogers in the house saying hello. Happy Easter. All right, the messages seem to be, you know, filling up the frame the way that I want to correctly, so that's good. Mario's in the house saying hello, Lewis and Aiden. Hello to you all. Happy Sunday, happy Easter. How are you doing, Mario? Luckily for us, Aiden wore himself out today, and he's sleeping, and he should be asleep for the remainder of the live stream. Bringing down the volume a little bit on the music. I think it was a bit too loud. Yeah, so okay, let's continue. I just saw a YouTuber that during his 5-minute introduction, he showed a 5-minute video of how a lens is made. For each live session, he prepares a different video for the introduction. Okay, I didn't get to read that last part because it was under there, but okay. So this YouTuber Mario, does he actually just go into it like a rant like me, or he actually has a 5-minute video that he's edited down and he just presents as soon as he goes live? You could prepare a 5-minute tip of the day video, or find something interesting for us to watch and listen. Just friendly suggestion. I actually have that, but I just didn't have the ability to bring it over. I was thinking if you guys were interested, but you know what? Let's do this. My tip of the day. Let's see if we can go here. Boom. Okay. Okay, we're opening up Chrome. There we go. Let's do this. Let's bring me down here. Make sure I stay in the bubble. Hopefully you guys can see me. I should be in the bottom right hand corner, but all I see is the screen. So let's get to it. Actually, you know what? Why am I doing it like that? Right? We're trying to get to my video. I made a YouTube short, and that's actually what I've started to do. I've recorded 3 of them, and I was able to edit down 2 of them. I was able to upload 1 of them, and I just recently learned how to upload a video and make it public without it notifying my subscribers. So with that being said, I think I'm going to continue to create more shorts. So let me check my videos here. Let's see how the computer's doing. Computer's holding up fine. It's running a little slow. As you can see, I really need to upgrade the RAM. We're gonna see. You guys are gonna have to let me know as well if the audio comes through. Let's just press play there. Okay, so I brought down the music to see, and this should load. Today, Junior. Wow. Oh, it seems choppy. Wow, it still has a scrolling wheel in the middle of it. I'm being quiet because I think that you guys are able to hear this. But that was horrible. That playback seemed horrible. This one seems better. What happened to the internet? Horrible. Well, that's done. Oh, this is my second angle. But I don't know. Everything's going so slow. I haven't gotten a response from you guys. I don't know if that video came through, if you guys actually heard anything. Okay, so it says he finds interesting videos and edits them in advance. And that's what we see for 5 minutes until he starts to chat. Then he talks about Peter, Greg, and Olympus. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So it's saying instead of like a just a counter, he's actually loading a video while he's waiting to load the live. Okay, that's cool. Let me know, guys, if you guys heard that in the chat. Like, if you could let me know if the video came across with audio, because I really don't know. But another thing is, I'm really enjoying this eCam program. It's making things a lot easier, but I need to even learn it some more. And while I have been learning it, they came out with a new update. So after today's live stream, I'm gonna have to uninstall it and then reinstall the update and do everything all over again. Look at me, I'm sweating up a storm. All right, let's bring this on. Come on. Okay, guys, I don't know, I'm not getting anything in chat. Mario, let me know. Or I don't know if this thing just, if we're not live, is saying I got 4 viewers. But if not, I'll just continue. Well, today we happened to go to a park that I had never been to before. It was a what was it called? Wolf Lake Park, I think so, over here in Davie. And it was surprisingly nice. you know, we were able to get a lot of great photographs. I think I took over 500 photographs today, and we're gonna call them down to see which are the ones that I'm going to edit. So okay, so Aaron says, I see you, man. We are live. Okay, we weren't live before. Okay. Hopefully everything's working the way it should. Okay. So Aaron says, come with me if you want to live or live. Okay. I don't know. I'm a little bit out of my sorts. I don't know. Like, it just seems like things are not coming in through congruitively the way it is, but I will continue. Today, I was at this Wolf Lake Park. I had never been there before. I had gotten there early. So while I was scoping it out, I really didn't see much. So I suggested we go to a park that I was familiar with. That didn't turn out because the customer wanted it to be by a lake, and the park that I suggested did not have a lake. So we ended up back at the original location, and like I said, we ended up getting a lot of good shots because of the lake. The ambient and everything was actually very good. Excuse me. We had a very cool breeze, and the atmosphere and everything was like super chill. So it's starting to get back into the into the swing of things, and you know, getting back out there and doing a photo shoot really got the like creative juices going. So that was a lot of fun. It was also for a friend of mine, so it was kind of like last minute. So it was just like, hey, can you help me out? And normally I wouldn't do it in less than a week's notice, but I was able to take care of it. I was able to schedule things to actually get the, you know, get the ability to actually be able to do the photo shoot, and had a lot of fun. So now I'm really excited to see what images I got, and as soon as probably like the live stream's over before I go to sleep, I'm gonna just download those pictures and see what's available, to see what I can get my hands on and start editing. So, you know, a couple of things. I'll probably see if I can use some of those images to maybe make a video for YouTube based around the 85mm. One thing that happened that I was actually a little disappointed with was that I took my Helios, my vintage lens, my Helios 55 2.0, and I wanted to get like that swirly background, but I couldn't tune it in, and it was very weird because every shot that I was trying to take it, even though I was upwards into the 1/4000th of a second, it was still looking a bit blown out in the background. So it just left me a little disappointed, and because it's a manual lens and we were like pressed for time, I wasn't able to dedicate more time into like just tweaking it in right. But I did try to get some photographs with that Helios manual vintage lens, but I took like 3 or 4 and they weren't coming out good. So right away I jumped right back to my 85mm and just continued the photo shoot and be, you know, reliable. So it's just a great setup. And with the A7R4 A7R2 4 portraits, I detect autofocus makes things so easy. It allows you to work on your composition, on your framing, making sure that all those little details are taken care of, so that you don't have to like really bust your butt in post-production. Raphael Ludwig is always mentioning get it right in camera and finesse it in post, because I've definitely had the experience where you overlook something and then you have pretty much every photo of the entire photo shoot with this same glaring problem. Like, I did a photo shoot where the young lady was wearing jeans and she took something out of her pocket to just say, oh, I don't want to have this in my pocket. And I was like, agreed, you don't want like a bulge bumping out. And she took it out, and what I didn't notice was at the top of the pocket, like that fifth extra pocket, she didn't fix the pocket correctly on the inside of the jeans once she took whatever item was out. And that ended up having like half of her pocket, or the inside part, the white part of her pocket, sticking out in every single photo. So on top of doing the, you know, the blemish removal and, you know, the softening of skin and all the things that we do to, you know, to enhance the photos to make them the best, I had to literally go and, like, I don't even know, I think jeans, you know, clothing, articles of clothing are harder to edit than like the faces. And it could just be practice, you know, because I'm used to editing the faces more. But still, the fact that I had to like clone the right side of the jeans and then like flip the image and then throw it onto the left side and tweak it and then mask it, I spent so much time on every photo that needed to show the entire body and fixing that pocket than I did on any blemish removal. So it goes to show you, it all depends. But that's why I so agree with Raphael saying get it right in camera and finesse it in post. So that's for you, Aaron. The last week, I think, you know, I wasn't sure if you were here. I don't know if you caught the replay, but on my exiting remarks, I gave a little Arnold outro because that was for you. So says live like Ecamm Live. Yeah, I have to say, waiting for that sweet as iMac. Which one are you getting, Aaron? You know, like, which iMac are you getting? Because right now I'm dealing with this those last 4 gigs are really hurting me. But right now I'm dealing with a 2012 iMac, no, not iMac, listen to me, a 2012 Mac Mini with an i5 processor and 12 gigs RAM. I need to upgrade that to the 16. Excuse me, wow, my apologies. But yeah, I need to upgrade that to the 16 gigs RAM to be able to, I think, run the web browser, because when I tried to do that, I still didn't even get a message to see if you guys even heard the audio from the music. Heard the audio from the video that I played about the YouTube short. But I do have another YouTube short that I haven't published yet. I have it there and I just have it ready, because on top of just having a YouTube short that I just published technically today, I also then have a live stream, so I kind of didn't want to double it up for the, you know, for the notifications. And so I think I'm gonna publish the short for tomorrow. Wow, excuse me. Had to hydrate. Arnold says wake up. Yep, I think I need to. I didn't get a chance to get a coffee, and I think I'm feeling it right now. We're only 20 minutes into the broadcast, or 25 minutes over here, and I'm yawning. This is horrible. Oh, now that I start laughing, that's when I get the juices going. Oh, okay, let's see this. Let's bring it down a little bit for Mario. It says Mars lenses like the Helios have issues with Venus's cameras and disagree about focusing. The focusing system on modern cameras have problems focusing older lenses. I don't know why yet. Well, this is a manual lens with focus peaking. It wasn't the focus that I was having problems with. I was having problems with exposure. Like, even though I would like, for you to get the image or the swirly background, you know, the swirly bokeh with that lens, you need to be shooting close to wide open, either at 2.5 or 2.8. And at all of those apertures, I was overexposed. It was washed out in the background, and I could not get anything exposed correctly. Thinking about it now, when the light was very dim, that's probably when I should have put that lens back on and tried to take a couple of shots when the sun was like really going down and things started to get dark, because it was just overexposing everything. You know, where did I put it? Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. The ASMR. So this is my Helios 44M4 58mm f2. And I gotta say, with this adapter, it almost looks like it was made for it. Like the knurling on the adapter matches really well with the knurling on the lens, and they line up very well, as you can see. So, just disappointed. It was so washed out, it was so blown out, and it was like covering the subject. So the person, you know, you could barely see. It lost a lot of contrast, and I guess I'm just holding it to a high regard because I didn't have such problems with my Nikon vintage 50mm or the Yashica, right? The Yashica, or is it not the Yashica? This one. Running a blank on the name right now. The Super Takamar, the Asahi. This guy right here. This 55mm f1.8, super sharp, and I don't get loss of contrast that bad when I'm using that vintage lens. Kind of wish I would have brought that one instead of the Helios. So, but I was just a little disappointed. But it wasn't also, it also wasn't the ideal situation for the Helios. You know, that is something that needs to take a little bit more time. Okay, so Aaron says, I've been... Let's see this. Let's fix that again. I've been going to bed early lately, but home alone tonight, so staying up late. So he says the M1 iMac should be announced June, maybe. Oh yeah, they're going to be announcing a lot of new computers. I'm still hesitant because I know that the M1 Mac Mini, even the even the 8 gig version is going to be such a substantial upgrade to what I have right now. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, but it's such a substantial upgrade to what I have right now that it's like I can't get one new, or because I'm still holding out and trying to figure out, I can wait for the new machines to come out, and when those come out, these the ones that I'm looking for right now, they're gonna hit the market used. People are gonna start selling those just because they want to buy the new M1 X's or whatever. So the new M1 chips, they're gonna be selling the old ones, and then because they were cheap enough to begin with at $700, how much can you get when used a year later? So let's see what I can do with that. Maury says, also some vintage lenses require the use of a meter in certain situations, and also I don't know why yet it is like putting gel on a modern lens and metering goes haywire. It is, but like I said, the mirrorless cameras, they're gonna show you, especially with the focus peaking, they're gonna show you what's in focus from the image that you give it. So they don't care if you put a magnifying glass and you're adjusting it with your hand, you know. As soon as you give it the right focus, it's gonna recognize what's in focus as far as the lens go, because of contrast and phase detect that's built into the sensor itself, because the sensor is what's doing part of the focusing, so to speak, right? Hypothetically, you know, in a layman's way of putting it, you know, the glass is what's actually doing the focusing, but the sensor is what's giving you the readout in the form of the focus peaking of what's actually in focus, what's the sharpest image or pieces of light that's being thrown onto that sensor. So the sensor is the one that's giving you the indication of whether it's correct in focus with the focus peaking or not, because of the contrast. And it should not matter, you know. That's, you know, like we're saying, as far as the metering goes, it should not matter. But definitely there was something there today with why I was so blown out with because how do I explain it? You know, you have the spot focus metering, then you have the center, and then you have the dynamic. I was on the dynamic, so we'll look into that one together a little bit, Mario. Maybe before I complete or actually do a video about the Helios, I'll figure that out to see exactly what it could be. So instead of the shoulder cam, guys, I actually brought in a second angle camera. So let me see if I can move to that. Boom, there we go. What do you guys think? Because it's kind of the same thing, but it's different. So it could be a different angle, but it could also be a different camera to show off products. I kind of like the mood that it's giving off on the right hand side over here. What do you guys think of camera angle number 2? Because it could just be like another way of maybe just speaking to you guys and just having a completely different angle, because it is. I think it's better than just having this camera sitting here for the majority of the live stream and still like maybe using it for 30 seconds to show something at the beginning of the live stream as far as the display, when I can still use it here to display, or even still use the original main shot to display as well. So with Sony's class leading autofocus, we wouldn't have a problem either way. The one thing that concerns me is if the audio is still good to you guys when I'm facing this camera, because I know when I'm facing here sounds great, but if I'm standing here and now my audio is being projected this way, does it still sound good? Let me see where we are here. It says the focus peaking measures through the lens. I will try to find the info. I read and share it. Thank you, sir. But that's what we do here. We help each other out. We're all camera junkies. Another thing, you know how Friday nights live stream, the Petertarians. Well, I was actually thinking of something like that before, you know, I guess, well, maybe because that was brought up in that live stream, but I think the Camera Junkie crew, the CJC, thing's got a nice ring to it. Let me know what you guys think. So it'll be like the Camera Junkie crew. Welcome, Camera Junkie crew, CJC. I think that's got a good ring to it. The Camera Junkie crew. Welcome one and all the camera junkies. Okay. Callie is in the house saying, I like the hair light from the camera 2 angle and the audio is good too. Great. There you go. But also, guys, if you have any questions about any gear, anything at all, really, because today's topic seems to be a little light, you know, the 85mm. But if you guys have any questions about anything, any types of gear whatsoever, just leave it in there, because the conversation can go anywhere as far as photography goes, you know. Me, was mostly I'm looking to how to schedule my work week with adding, how can I say, a structure that every day of the week will allow me to produce video content. So it's not easy for me because everything is constantly changing, you know, so I'm always rolling with the punches. But I would like to see if there's a way that I can say, you know what, Monday nights I'm gonna work on, like, you know, like my scripts, and then Tuesday nights, no matter what, I'm gonna record my videos, and then Wednesday nights I'm gonna do SEO and maybe, you know, like thumbnails, and then Friday nights I take a break because I'm hanging out with Peter Gregg. Saturdays, see what I can fit in as far as editing goes, and then do the live stream, and then maybe see what I can work out Sundays. But is, you know, I have a pretty filled schedule with, you know, my daytime events. But I also have to be real, which is, if I want this to succeed, then I also need to put in the work on this platform where I want it to succeed. No excuses, you know. You have to own it. You have to make sure that you're doing what you do, because if not, hey, somebody else is gonna do it, you know. So that's just the way that I see it. That's why, you know, I appreciate every single one of you guys hanging out, you know, on Saturday nights, because that's the way I see it. I'm like, I'm a person who would not be going out to a club on a Saturday night anyway. That's not what I'd be doing. I'd be right here where I'm at. I'm going to be at home on the YouTube platform one way or another, whether it's participating in somebody's live stream or catching educational videos on my favorite content creators. And I've come full circle to become a content creator myself, and now be on the platform and share what I've learned and my experiences, and have all of you guys join me on the Camera Junkie journey to see where we end up, guys, because it's so cool. I love YouTube platform. I'm constantly talking about it. I was just talking about it more than the photos to the person that I was photographing today than the photo shoot itself. So it just goes to show you. And I love photography. So once that was all said and done, right away the next subject that comes to the head is this platform, the YouTube platform, and how much I enjoy the community, the experience, and everything that's involved with, you know, the Camera Junkie crew. The Peter Terrians, the Niminatis, I can't even tell you how many, you know, like communities that I am part of through this platform, and I'm so happy and grateful for all of them. So okay, all right, so Callie says CJC hashtag. Yes, I like it. CJC, Camera Junkie crew. How is Ecamm working for you? It's actually working really well. I'm really happy with it, and I know, Callie, and because you're asking this, I know that I'm not using the optimal machine for it, and it's still working so very well. There's no glitch in the system. I haven't had any need for an update. I've experienced a live update in the middle of my stream where my computer has rebooted, and then I had to like reconnect to it and continue the live stream with like a minute or two of just black screen. So I've dealt with that on the Windows side, and the fact that this program is doing so much, it even gave me the ability to remove an extra video card that I was using, or video capture card that I was using, so that I can connect this computer to my old computer, so that whenever I wanted to do, like, let's say this, and I'm just going to show you, let's say I wanted to do this and get onto my computer screen so that I can share what's on my desktop. That's why I needed to connect a completely different computer and bring it into the stream as like a separate video source. So I literally had this entire Mac Mini, the left side here, working for one purpose, which was Google. That's it. Now I took all of the work away from that computer over there, and the one computer that was my Google machine, just a web browser, is now doing everything that you see with Ecamm. It's really impressive. And another thing about Ecamm that's really impressing me is that it's prevented me for the need to have to buy some particular type gear to make the content that I wanted to make. For example, because the camera is connected to the program and you can record directly to the hard drive on the computer, what I was able to do was get a dirty HDMI signal from my camera. So instead of getting a clean HDMI, I got one with all of the specs, everything that you'd see on the back of the LCD, and I pumped that out to Ecamm so that whenever I did something in the menus, it would show up like the video. And I just put a lens cap over the lens so that it wouldn't be taking pictures of anything. And then I had basically a black screen with the menu overlay and started recording that while I'm literally just having the camera in my hands and going through the menu like I normally would. Yeah, I'm having a recorded document of everything that I'm doing on the camera itself. So for B-roll, that was just perfect for my last video because of little features like that. So before I had access to Ecamm, what I would be doing is actually I'd be requesting a $700 high definition monitor. So it's called the Ninja 5 or the Ninja V, and that will allow you to connect a hard drive, a solid state hard drive, into it so that you can take it and connect the HDMI from your computer, view it on the monitor, and have the monitor record the information through the HDMI. So that's when you would send out a dirty HDMI signal and record everything that your viewfinder sees. So if you've ever seen a camera review video that you're actually seeing what the photographer sees and how the autofocus works and everything like that, most likely they were using something like that, the Atomos Ninja 5 or the Ninja V, however you say it, because that allows them to go out like on a photo shoot and record all of the information that they would see as a photographer. I don't have that Ninja 5, so I've always wanted it to do that for like my overlays and things like that. And with this program, it makes it super easy because anything that's being done on that camera and you can show it through the HDMI, you can record it separately. Now, The added feature to that is that you also don't even have to take out your SD card. You know, you don't actually have to hit record on the actual camera. All you have to do is have it being displayed. So if you have enough display, enough power to just shoot that information through to Ecamm, all you have to do is hit record and you're good to go. And as soon as you're done, you have a movie file, throw it into Final Cut and start editing right away. So the speed in production in the workflow increased so much with this program. I'm just ecstatic. So I gotta give all the hands down to Glenn and Ken, the guys doing the things on this program. Another good thing that I just found today, which was like, yes, was my man Frodo iPhone clip, because I've been meaning to get an iPhone and connect it to Ecamm to see if maybe I then still have my overhead shot, even though I have my, you know, secondary shot now. So even though I have this shot, if I still want to use the overhead shot, I'll put on an iPhone over here, hang it up on top, clip it with this little guy right here, and have another camera. So I'm kind of not losing, you know, the shoulder cam how I have it, and then still have this angle. So I like this angle a lot, you know, I do. I was contemplating to see if maybe I put it on the left side of the screen so that I have two facing this way, but I like the moodiness. This is giving me more of like a what's the I'm totally running a blank right now. The triangle here. Maybe somebody will tell me in chat because I'm running a blank. But thank you for the question, Callie. How is Ecamm working for me? Absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. Love it. Look, I'm looking at this and like, this is, I like this shot. Looks good. Do the India. The Indian Zagato. All right. Mario says, test the Helios with a different camera brand. I'm going to test it with my Fuji. So I do have the M42 adapter for the Fuji X mount. So that's the next one that's coming up on the list there. So definitely going to be doing that. Sly is in the house. Hello, Lewis, fellow junkies. Happy Saturday. Don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you. Yes, hit the like button, guys. What can I put there? I don't even know. There you go. Hit the like button. I'm looking at like all of these, but I had already hit the air horn. So there you go. I need to get some more sound effects now that I'm realizing it. Yep, I could do that. The sound hole sniffers. You know what, Aaron? I don't know if you came up with that, but that's genius. When I saw that on your website, I was like, that is so genius for acoustic guitar players, because you guys do that. That is such a normal thing for acoustic guitar players, and I've seen it my whole life, and I find that so funny. Some people actually can tell you what type of wood your guitar is made and if it's like legit because of the scent that comes from the guitar itself. So that's pretty interesting. Oh, that's not what I should be doing. Okay, let's leave that there. And let's lock your scene here, Lewis. Let's be a little bit more professional. Okay. All right, Peter Gregg is in the house saying, hi, Aiden. How are you doing, big boy? How's your daddy doing tonight? I'm doing great, and he's doing excellent. He spent all day playing around, and he is absolutely exhausted, and he is absolutely asleep. Allowing daddy to do a live stream without having to worry about his little guy. Says, only 2 thumbs up? Come on, folks. That's not fair. Let your love flow. If this says correctly, it says we got 5. So 5 is appreciated. All right, Kippy in the house saying, "Hey, Lewis, Peter, and everyone." Peter saying hi to Kip. I love it. Sammy Superstar in the house. How you doing, Sammy? Thanks for stopping by. Saying what's up. It says, "You're the king of mood videos." Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm working on some more, as always. So I've been working on the shorts. Like, I don't know how you guys feel about the shorts. I kind of hope that they take off, because I always get this immense and awesome, like really good sense of completion and sense of satisfaction of completion whenever I finish a video to my liking and publish it. And that doesn't change even though it's a short. That's what's super interesting. Like, if I'm able to produce a hashtag short video and still have it to like hold up to what I consider like my level of quality, then that's satisfactory to me, and I get like the same, I guess, dopamine hit of just saying that, hey, that sense of completion, and I do get it. So you know, it's really cool. And now I feel like I could actually like get ahead of how many videos I publish, because I was able to record 3 different YouTube shorts in like a matter of 20 minutes. So normally, where a 20-minute video would take me about a half an hour to record, or that's what I say, like a normal video maybe take about 20 minutes to a half an hour of video to edit. Now these are much smaller. Once I do the first chop, I'm down to like under a minute already, and I'm like, wow, this is almost, it feels like it's almost done already. So it's very interesting. I just hope that they do well. I'm doing photography tips as my shorts, because I just want to keep it in line with what my channel is about: photography and photography tips, tricks, and how to upgrade your skills and not your gear, how to get the most out of your gear. Ah, thank you, Kippy. Yes, Rembrandt lighting. Totally brain farted on that. That's what I was telling you. I was getting the Rembrandt on this image here. There we go. Like, see right there, we're getting that shading right here. Very moody. I don't know if that's something that we can do. I might try that more in the future. Maybe I'll get my front facing setup to be a little bit more Rembrandt. You know, start only using one key light. Sammy's saying, "How are you liking Ecamm?" I'm not liking it. We're way past liking. We're into the loving phase. We're being committed. We're starting to be very committed, me and Ecamm. It's getting serious. Absolutely loving Ecamm. Okay, says, "What font did you use for your 85mm thumbnail? It's dope." Thank you, Callie. I just found this font and I've been using it like on my latest thumbnails. I think you can see the excitement, the fact that you notice it and stuff like that. I really think it stands out. Let me get you the name of it, because I can't remember off the top of my head. But whenever I use it on my app to make my thumbnails, it's there. So I just haven't even touched it. I'm like, yes, I absolutely love it. Let me get that name for you. And I use a mixture, because I do use Canva and stuff like that. I've been using Canva Pro. Here's a tip for you guys. Canva Pro blew my mind, okay? 3 times over. For any of you guys, if you get the chance to watch my last video, it's the one on the A6100. I call it the Content Creator Champ. I wanted to get stock footage B-roll. You know, there was a lot of things that I wanted to talk about that this camera has the ability to do, the A6100. But what I was not able to do was record all of these things. So now you have so many places that will sell you stock footage, right? And, you know, art grids and all this stuff like that. But I just recently signed up to Canva Pro to try it out. So now that I started using Canva Pro, kind of like Ecamm, started I started using that majorly and started to see the extra features that the Pro version of Canva had, and they have an entire section on videos. So I was like, these are all like 10-second, 20-second clips, and it has a search feature on there. All I did was every scenario that I was like, oh, let me search for this, boom, I got a list of these short little 10-second clip videos, and I was like, I have an entire library of stock footage available at my fingertips through Canva Pro. So I made the video, I loaded it up to YouTube. I have Canva Pro, I'm paying for it regardless, and I'm checking to see if everything is clear, if all monetization and everything is fine, and so far so good. And on top of that, I'm trying to take the images as well and, you know, not just place them just like that and just, you know, make them to my liking or put my artistic spin on them as well. But yeah, the footage is there. So it's amazing, and I'm able now to produce more higher quality content using stock footage through Canva. That's how I feel about that. I think that's amazing. Let me get you the name of the font. Let's do this. I went on it's called Luckiest Guy. Let me see if we can you see it? Okay, you see the orange one? Luckiest Guy. So yeah, that's the name of the font. Thank you for taking notice. Okay, so Sammy says that's great. So I have a question. Did you test out the Sony NX6? I did, and no go. No go on the NX6 and no go on the Fuji. They don't do anything with the Ecamm. Sammy says he likes the second shot. He says he loves Canva Pro. Dude, Canva Pro is surprising me so much, because if you think about it, I'm paying for the Pro subscription. I'm getting all the benefits of the templates. The fact that it's an app on my phone and that it's a web-based program, so I can hop on and edit thumbnails on anybody's computer. Think about that. And that it's not like, oh, I forgot my file. No, the file is on the web. It's in the program, so you can just go, oh, let me look at my history, my past, projects, and you open it and you just continue working from there. And you have an entire library of stock footage. Think about that. That has me blown away. Blown away. That just, once again, because there's so many places that it's like so hard, and I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna use stock footage because it's so expensive. Oh, and you can pay $50 for this one clip. It's just like, yeah, you know what, I'm only gonna use that clip for like 5 seconds in one video. Not really gonna go do that, you know. So a lot of times where I would say, you know what, I'm just gonna leave it blank. I'm not gonna put no extra B-roll. I'm not gonna put some extra footage because I don't have it. Canva's got your back, man. Canva has got your back. Look, so Sammy says he loves Canva Pro. Aaron says he loves Canva Pro. I'm saying I love Canva Pro. Aaron says, where is that located? You see, look, that's the whole thing. It's not like they actually have it located in a place. Say like, hey, download stock videos. But for those of you who are here in the live stream, you're going to get a free breakdown on how to get stock footage from Canva Pro. Okay, go into Canva Pro, right? And you're going to start a new project like you would start any new project. You're going to put in the diameter, right? Or the parameters of the canvas that you want. So if you're editing a 4K video and you want 4K footage, then you're going to put the 3840 by 2160, and if you're doing 10K, you're gonna put 1920 by 1080. I mean, did I say 10K? Listen to me, I'm getting ahead of myself. If you're gonna do 1080p, then the a resolution is gonna be 1920 by 1080. So you put that and you open up your canvas. As soon as you open up your canvas, on the left hand side where you have the ability to add a heading, do everything, there's a tab that says videos. Click on it. Search on the top whatever type of video that you're looking for, and then just start scrolling through until you see something that you like. They're going to be giving you little clips, and they're going to give you like that 5-second runoff of what's in the clip, so to speak, before you see it, but also is going to give you the time. So I wanted to do a time lapse, like a sort of video to show that the A6100 has interval shooting built right in. So instead of going out, spending a day at a location, which I don't have the ability to spend the entire day to just leave my camera and watch it and do a time-lapse video, I went on to canvapro.com and looked up time-lapse, and boom, so many. And I was like, that one looks nice. Boom, put a little word over it that says time-lapse and animated the word, and that's in my video. Like that. It's just... these little things that, like, I think that just can really help anyone get their videos to the next level. And yeah, so once you select the video, right, it's gonna hit your canvas. Most likely it's gonna be smaller than the resolution that you selected, because it's there to just kind of be like a little clip. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna drag the video and you're gonna put it up to the upper left hand corner so that it's locked in with the grid. Take the other corner, clip it, and then drag the video to be the size of your canvas. Once it's your desired size, click download and enjoy your stock video clip from Canva Pro. That's how easy it is. Okay, so it says there's so many hidden features in Canva Pro. There's also music. Look at that. It says thank you. Oh, I should put that up there, right? Like this. That's what I just read. And then she said thank you. It says it's so great, says Sammy Superstar. It is, man. That's... And when it comes to us, that we're looking for all the advantages as solo content creators, because, for those of you who are part of the LGL community, solo content creators, we're over here trying to be so many things, from the director to floor director to the talent to the audio engineer to the video engineer to the editor to the music like mastering the music and mastering the audio and so many things that falls on our laps, that any little thing that we can use to help that production, to help that flow, to make it easier for us. So Canva Pro right now, man, I just give it up to them, because how can I tell you, I'm kind of hesitant for like subscription based platforms, but this one's one that's kind of like a no-brainer, and I'm telling you from someone who has Photoshop and knows how to use Photoshop. I think we were talking about it with Doc Rock not too long ago. I'm like, I know how to cut anything out in Photoshop. I know how to mask it. I know how to get it a transparent background. I know how to do all of it. But Canva's got it down to one click. So for example, you, Callie, that you mentioned the fact that you liked the font on my thumbnail, right? On top of the font, the cutout of the lens, right? I wanted a cutout with a transparent so that I could adjust the lens. I just downloaded the picture of the lens stock, took it to Canva, one-clicked transparent background, back into my phone, downloaded, and finish up the thumbnail. Done. That's it. Just love it. I could honestly tell you, when I started doing my live streams back in December, and I was doing a live stream every day, what I felt like, I'm like, oh, the most impossible thing about the live stream is the thumbnail. I was like, come on, like what? So I made one good one, and I kept reusing it every day, because I didn't like, it was just generic, like, hey, live stream, and that was it. And then I would try to fix it and do something after the live stream was over. Now, totally different. Now, any picture that I want, I'm like, I know I'll be able to cut myself out, manipulate it, paste, and with my new Luckiest Guy font, because I'll tell you, Callie, go ahead, more power to you using that font, but for real, I'm gonna be using that font on like all my thumbnails moving forward. I really like it. I'm gonna see how that works. I hope it does, but I know it's eye-catching if it is to me, and very easy to read. That's usually like a winning combination. So definitely. But yeah. Sammy Superstar says you can edit videos in Canva Pro. That I did not know. That's super interesting. You could edit the entire video? Wow. Think about what this program is like, how many programs is really like trying to get after. It's trying to get after Photoshop, like After Effects, editing like Final Cut Pro, and then doing like, oh my god, man, like that's an incredible website. You got to give it up to those people. They are definitely winning. Absolutely, those guys are doing it. And then that's the other thing, like I'm staying in shock, because we're getting to the point where so many of the things that we found that were super hard to do are becoming like automated. So it's giving us the ability, right? And don't take what I'm about to say lightly. It's giving us solo content creators the ability to look like we have a team. Think about what I just said. I give you an example, my business during the day. During the day, I'm Mr. Fix-It. I fix iPhones. I can't tell you how good it makes me feel that I know that I'm a solopreneur doing everything in my business and every aspect of marketing whether it be social media. Well, yeah, mostly social media. That's where I mostly market. But, specializing in social media marketing, I have people calling me and being like, hey, do you guys... it may seem little, right? But whenever I hear that automatically somebody thinks that they found my internet presence and they think that it's a team of people who's doing what I'm doing, it makes me like feel good, because it's like, man, it's like that level of satisfaction of saying, not only am I doing all of these things, but I'm doing all of these things well. Because that's the important thing. It's like, yeah, anybody could do all of the things that are necessary, but are you doing it well? And one example that I had for this in my Mr. Fix-It business was that Google decided to choose me and my business to take over my website to see if they can generate more traffic through that form of social media than I was doing on my other platforms, being Instagram. So they called me up and they were like, hey, we want to try to, generate more business than you're getting from your Instagram on your social media for in 30 days. And I was like, okay, let's go for it. They actually came back and they were saying, hey, you know what? Whoever, and that's what I love, that they were like, whoever you have to manage your social media for your Instagram, they're like, keep them. They are doing such an excellent job. We couldn't even match half of the outreach that they're doing through their feeds and through their community outreach on Instagram. Thank you for the opportunity, but we were nowhere near what they were able to produce. And I was like, well, thank you, because that just let me know that my efforts on Instagram as a solo entrepreneur exceeded what Google themselves could have done with their website in a 30-day period. So with that, it's like I said, don't take anything of what I'm saying lightly. When you're doing this for yourself and you're able to show a level of production, a level of professionalism that looks like you have more than one person, on your team, and you're doing it on yourself, not only are you doing a great job, but like it's like that sense of completion and that you're doing it good, like a job well done. That feeling is second to none. Sammy says you can edit videos in Canva Pro. We mentioned that. He said you can make countdown timers. You can edit videos in Canva. I didn't know that, Sammy Superstar. Yeah, neither did I, Callie. Neither did I. We're all learning. It says, yeah, and the background remover is the truth, right? It's so good. So, for another thing, yeah, the other thumbnail that I made, the content creator champ, where I have like an individual holding up like a championship belt in boxing, Canva cutout, done in no time. I used to stress thumbnails so hard, because I know that that's like the gateway to your videos, and I used to stress them so hard. And now I don't. Now it's just, hey, something that I'm gonna get done. Okay, so Sammy says, excuse me. Sammy says, yes, that you can edit videos in Canva. So Chocolate Twist Yoga says you can do a video on that to Sammy. Peter says, like that you have a crew. Yeah, the Camera Junkie crew, the CJC. Sammy, just check your channel out. Lovable, awesome, smart guy. Just subscribe. That's super cool, Sammy. And I gotta tell you, Sammy, your channel banner, the bomb. Like the little plaque that says you can't make everyone happy. You're not a taco. Literally made me laugh. So that's like, That joke is so funny. I was like, you know what? I'm not a taco. You're so right. I'm not a taco. I can't make everyone happy. Okay, but it looks like we've reached the bottom of the chat and we're just past an hour. Let me know right now, guys. Put it in the chat if you guys have any questions about anything, you know, when it comes to gear, eCam, lenses, camera bodies, anything like that. I think next week, I'm undecided about what I'm going to make next week's live about. I always try to give it, you know, like some time to breathe when it comes to subject. I don't want to kind of make, like, kind of put my foot in my mouth, so to speak. I don't want to say, hey, next week we're going to talk about this, and then something really exciting pops up on Thursday and I'm like, oh, I want to talk about that. So I always wait till like Friday to see what I'm going to get myself involved into and see what we're going to be talking about. So I guess just stay tuned, you know, for next week's live stream to see what we get into, see what we start talking about. And if you guys have any questions, honestly, you know, I'm bringing up a topic, but if you guys have any questions about anything as far as photography or video and things like that, you know, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help and, you know, answer questions. I know tomorrow I have a live stream to check out with Professor Nez, and he just got his new camera. So I'm excited to see how he does. He made a video with the new camera and it's looking good. Peter, just to let you know, I recommended him a ZV-1, and he's actually very happy with it right now. I think the one thing that is off is I think he's exposing with shutter. So we got to see exactly how, you know, we get that, because I don't want him to have like a choppy feed. Once we get that tuned in, which I'm going to see if I help him out tomorrow. The biggest problem that he was having with his webcam was like auto exposure messing up real bad. So whenever he would put his hand in front of the screen and do something like this, it will then start auto exposing for the hand, and then the back will get blown out within a second, and then, you know, he'd move it back and it re-expose for his face, and the brightness was jumping all over the place all the time. So that being just a standard, you know, basic little webcam, and now he's upgraded to the ZV-1. I can't wait to see what his stream looks like tomorrow. That's gonna be a lot of fun. And yeah. Okay, so Callie's got a question here. Says, have I tried the GVM motorized slider? No, I have not. Now, JVM, the Great Video Maker, I believe that's JVM. That's what that acronym stands for. I've heard that they've actually gotten pretty good quality equipment. Now, I haven't gotten my hands on any of it. I've been meaning to check out some new Godox, or I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce it, if it's Godox or Godox, but if I am correct, which I could be wrong, I believe the company themselves call themselves Godox. So I'm gonna go with Godox. Godox just came out with new light poles, like LED RGB light poles that give you a lot of control and a lot of functionality. I think they're trying to be direct competition to the Nanlite Pavo tubes, which have run rampant throughout YouTube. It's like you see the straight long bars pretty much everywhere with the lights where you see on YouTube, but these are from Godox and they should be significantly less expensive. And another content creator on YouTube, Tommy Calloway, based mostly around lights, gave a quick little rundown about those lights the other day in his live stream, and they seem pretty interesting, especially for the way that I have my light set up. I think I might like one of those tubes or two of them. Either that, right? But I'm also looking, because it depends the price, because they are pretty big. The other thing that I'm looking to get to spice up my light setup here and add some depth and keep it in the aesthetic is the Aperture MC90s, I think they're called. the little square LEDs, but there's a 4-pack that comes with a charger kit and everything like that, so that you constantly have them charged and all controlled wirelessly through the phone. So just another option that I'm thinking about doing, because we're always looking to just upgrade here and there. And when you realize that, like, I can honestly tell you, this is gonna sound weird, but this is why I always say upgrade your skills and not your gear. As of right now, this is gonna be very anti-photographer, but I'm happy with the lenses that I have. I'm like, I look at it and I'm like, yeah, like, I don't need anything else for the photography and what I'm doing right now. I'm like, that's why I think I'm leaning more on this side, on the vintage lenses, because this, like the new lenses that are coming out now, yeah, like they're gonna be hella sharp. They're gonna do a lot of things, but the characteristics and the softness that you get from these lenses, you can't find anymore. So there's a lot more uniqueness to the vintage lenses that you can find with the extra sharpness of the newer lenses. So don't get me wrong, like today I'm doing a professional shoot, I'm getting paid for it, I'm gonna give the highest quality possible, because if I want to soften the image, I can do it in post. But if I want to sharpen the image, that's not something that I can do in post. So either you have a sharp photo to begin with, or you don't. So I will always make sure to get the highest quality, highest resolution that I possibly can, so that I can manipulate it and have the most to work with in post on the back end. But I was very happy. Like, once again, I'm very happy with the images that I got from the photo shoot today. I don't think there's a lot of editing that's going to be need to be done. Did I say that right? I think so, but whatever. I don't think there's going to be a lot of editing that needs to be done. And that's what you always hope for, just some color corrections, make sure the skin tones are correct, and bangers. Well, the question was, have I tried the JVM motorized slider? I have not. The JVM company seems to be making pretty decent products. Mostly they've been, like, known in the lights, and from what I hear, they're making really good lights. So I wouldn't see why not with the slider, but I have not tested it myself. Excuse me. I have not tested it myself, and the slider that I do have is a old school manual slider, and I just pulled it out because I think I might sell it, because I don't have use for it, and I think I want to get a motorized one if I'm going to use it at all. There's going to be so many things that I'm going to want before I get a motorized slider. So I'm just speaking, up front and real. Like, there's so many things that I'm going to be getting before I go into a motorized slider. But I still don't even see the use for my mechanical slider right now. So I'm thinking I'm going to put it up for sale. Yep, I'm doing spring cleaning right now. I just cleaned out my closet, and I have so many stands for lights. So many. Too many. So I'm gonna get rid of some, give some away, see what I can do. But I'm just gonna try to make some space. Oh, Peter says, cool. What's his channel? The guy with the ZV-1. His name is Professor Nez. So Professor, the same way that you would spell it, Nez, N-E-Z. He's an actual university professor in California for building a brand building and marketing. But he's also a mindset coach on YouTube, like, like how to get yourself out of your head. That's where he basically works most of his angles, or like his channel is based around on YouTube. His live stream on Sundays is called Office Hours, where it's basically all things YouTube. We talk about how to build a brand, how to establish yourself on this platform, how to, like, build a following, so many different things. It's a lot of fun. What time does he go on? He usually goes on at 9:30 Pacific, so I think it's like 12:30 p.m. Eastern over here in the mornings. And I believe he's still gonna go live even though it's Easter. Oh, I couldn't hold it. Sorry, guys. I think he's gonna go live even though it's Easter. But yes, Professor Nez. I met him. It's weird because we had run across each other on the internet, so to speak, through the Nick Nimmin live streams on Saturday. He's a moderator for the Nick Nimmin and the Nimminati live stream on Saturday mornings. So that's where the acquaintances were first, like, just sort of grazed. Like, he's part of that community and so am I, but we never really spoke to each other. It was only until Clubhouse. And then with Clubhouse, it was just like, being able to speak to someone and meeting them as like live as we can get right now. And we went from meeting each other to hosting rooms together to really using that platform together. And that's where the friendship and the relationship and the connection has been established through Clubhouse. And now he's someone that I speak about and to basically at least once a week. So it's really interesting. And he's one of the relationships that I've mentioned that I've been able to cultivate on the Clubhouse platform that I know will last longer, because now that able to speak with him more on like a one-on-one aspect, got to know more who he is. He's an awesome dude. And Professor Nez, yeah, Nez Nation, that's his CameraJunkie crew is called the Nez Nation and the Nez family over there on Sundays. So many great communities on this platform. So many great communities, and that's why I love it. I'm a part of so many myself, and I'm building my own Camera Junkies here, my own family of another tight-knit community where we're all here to help each other out, be better content creators, hold each other accountable. Because that's one thing I want to thank you guys as well. The fact that I have a live stream, it's almost like it's not just my live stream, because I'm committed to this the same way, because I know that we're going to have you guys hanging out here with me. So I feel already that we've established our relationship here in the Camera Junkie live stream on Saturday nights as like the same way that Nick Nimmin hosts his weekly live stream on Saturday mornings. If Nick Nimmin were to miss a Saturday morning live stream, Twitter and all of YouTube will hear about this. Like it's gonna be known, and people will be like, yo, what happened to Nick? What's going on? So on and so forth, because that shows you that he's doing something right. So that's one of like my goals, to be established to the point where if something were to happen, which things do happen sometimes, and knock on wood, that I've been able to go live every Saturday, no matter what, rain or shine, doesn't matter, I'm going live, and I haven't missed a Saturday since the beginning of December of last year. It is just a testament to what we're doing here. So I want to, it sounds weird, I don't want to miss a day and have Twitter blow up, but I want to establish this community to the point that if I did miss a day, Twitter would blow up, if that makes sense, you know? Where people would be like, what happened to Lewis? What's up with MrCameraJunkie? Why is there no live stream today on Saturday? This is like the norm. Is he okay? You know, those are the things that I know is like we're going to build up and we're going to get to, and it sounds funny, but that's the level of commitment that I have to this live stream, to you guys, to my Camera Junkie crew. And yeah, that's why I'm always so appreciative of you guys, because it's true. I feel like if I don't get my Saturday morning Nicktoons, you know, if Nick Nimmin does not do his live stream on Saturday, the day feels off already for me. So I want to get to the point where if I'm not able to be here for you guys, that it sounds messed up, right? It kind of does, but I hope the message is coming out across, you know, that if I'm not able to be here, that, you know, it will be felt that like, why isn't Lewis doing his live stream? Because it's a given, you know, like that's the word, like it's a given. Like, of course, why wouldn't he do his live stream? Because he always does his live stream. So that's the point that I want to get to. But look at that. I think I rambled for like another 25 minutes on this. But yes, so now that's it. Bye, everyone. Guys, thank you for hanging out. I think I just let everyone know extensively how much I appreciate all of you. You guys are the bomb. You guys are literally the bomb. So that's for you guys for being that. Aaron, if you're still here, the Arnold to keep you awake. Okay. And yeah. And I want you guys to stay safe. Be good to each other. And I will see you in a week's time, you know? Have a great week. Be safe. And I will see you guys here next week, 11:55 p.m., crossing over the midnight hour. Have a happy holiday. Have a happy Easter. And I will see you guys next week.